those great experiences where you have a kind of fun one night stand. So we had a fun night in San Francisco. We were fucked up, drinking. And so we ended up having, a great night on our last night of the week. And then we tried to recreate it in LA. And it was I think I got my period. Like, it was one of the worst hookups ever. You know what? Sometimes you just have to leave something alone. Just because you had one good night with a person doesn't mean you should ever see them again.
On a total power reversal, they opened for me and he came over and he just went down on me. And I've never shared the story. And it felt so powerful because normally it's the other way or you have some weird sex. And I just let him. And it was great. And I had to leave early the next morning. And I was like, you can eat whatever you want out of the mini bar. I got to go. And I just...
After you're done eating me out, you can eat whatever you want out of the mini bar.
And it was great. It felt like a real headliner.
It's a good lesson to know, like for our young listeners. When you go to a really good restaurant when you're on vacation, don't go back there the next night because it was so good the first night. It will only disappoint you.
I feel that way with like an entree. I'll be like, I want to order another one.
Yes.
Or like like you can never have 2 Egg McMuffins. Like the first is so delicious.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't had an Egg McMuffin.
No, I love Egg McMuffins.
The second one,
I love them.
Instant diarrhea.
Okay. This is, okay. Chelsea Handler. Our old friend, Chelsea Handler. Okay, listen. This is so gross. Honestly, first of all, it's jarring. When I saw this clip, it was jarring to me because these are grown women. These are successful by many standards, in terms of professional, work, grown women. And to hear, isn't she like 50, Chelsea Handler? We're almost, I'm not young. I'm not a 20-year-old doing this commentary. I'm in my mid-40s. She's 50. We're not that far apart. I cannot imagine talking like this. She's talking like she's in college and she's like one of those college girls that's behaving like trash. And it's gross then, right? It's gross to hear it come out of a 20-year-old's mouth. But when you hear like grown women that look grown, right? We've got some lines and we've been lived in, right? Life has, we're grown. We're adult women talking like this nasty stuff. It's jarring. It's disgusting. It makes you feel like, whoa, and you feel sorry for them. And in one breath, I feel so sorry for any adult who talks like this about intimacy and sex. And on the other hand, I'm furious because the message to young women is, oh, if you're going to do like a one night stand, just know the next one might not be as good. That's not the message, honey. That's how you wind up 50 and alone and single and on antidepressants and drinking a whole bunch of wine and not having a family and being miserable on the inside. That's how that goes down. The message to young women is don't have one night stands. Think better of yourself. Don't just sleep with somebody for the heck of it. Have meaningful relationships. Try to find somebody that really gives a shit about you. Give a shit about them. Have that intimacy mean something. Don't give yourself to someone who's not going to say, I love you, who's not going to hold you, who's not going to make you feel like somebody that matters. That is the message. Stop putting yourself out there and saying, oh, it's supposed to be empowering because modern feminism told me it's empowering for me to go sleep with a bunch of people. And, oh, yeah, let me just do this. Let me behave like a badly behaved guy and pretend I'm happy. In the meantime, you're miserable. And as you get older, you're more miserable and you're more alone and you're turned into substances and all sorts of crap to try to fill a void. And that void is damage. That void is years and years of damage for feeling like trash because you've been trying to be a man, a badly behaved man at that for a lot of years, and you've got nothing to show for it but your own misery. So the message to women, why do I say this to women? Because there's messages like this out there. And this message from Chelsea Handler doesn't serve you. It doesn't empower you. It doesn't make you a stronger, healthier woman. It ruins you on the inside. It forces you to try to look at sex like something that's nothing. And you're not wired for that. You know it and I know it, which is why most women, the vast, vast, vast majority, except for those who are so numb and dead inside from substances and antidepressants and birth control and God knows what else, most women know that when they go and they sleep with someone and it means nothing, it tortures them on the inside. They don't get that text the next day. They don't get that affection. And you know what? They feel like shit. They do. Unless you're totally numb, in which case you need a little bit more help than this conversation because you let it go too far. So ladies, don't listen to this crap. you know, and it's jarring. If you watched that video and looked at two adult women and felt like, oh, it's not just immature, it's sad. It's sad, right? And this is not, you know, to rip on. Again, and it's two women who professionally in the workforce have you know, accomplished. You know, Chelsea Handler has done some funny content. You know, she's made a career for herself. Why this message? And you know, the reality is that a lot of women land in this position and they can't bring themselves to say, this is not the way, you know, because they have to justify it. They have to convince themselves, no, this is what I want. This makes me happy. Go, with the wine, you know, this makes me happy. See, young girl. And I don't know why it's so selfish, because you really should just turn around and say, you know what? I fucked up. This isn't the path. That's what you should be saying. Okay. All right. That one had to be taken seriously, because this is why I do what I do. And people say, oh, you know, somebody wrote me before, oh, Jed, you're so tough on women. I am a woman, right? I know the games. I get it. And I also see these women, these young women, and some of them are so brainwashed and being led astray, and they're miserable because you watch a few videos and then you watch the fifth and they're crying and they're miserable because no one's saying that what you're doing is making you miserable. And if you change your behavior and you change what you're attracting to yourself and you stop listening to this crap, you won't be miserable anymore. Take a good hard look at yourself. So that's what I'm doing.